Hey, this is Keith Weinhold from the Get Rich Education Podcast. You are listening to my friend John Larson in the Real Estate Cowboys. Don't quit your daydream.
Hey everybody, it's Robert Helms, host of the Real Estate Guys radio show, and you are listening to the Real Estate Cowboys.
Have you thought about becoming financially free through real estate investing, but don't have the time or knowledge to get started? Welcome to the Real Estate Cowboys podcast. Each week, we discuss passive income investment opportunities in the red-hot Texas market. John Larson and the Real Estate Cowboys will show you how to leverage their team to build wealth in real estate through passive investment opportunities. And now, here's John.
Hello and welcome to the holiday edition of the Real Estate Cowboys podcast. This is your host, John Larson. This week, we have a special guest on the show. His name is Taylor Glasgow. He actually works with us here at American Real Estate Investments and the Real Estate Cowboys. He's actually a real estate cowboy himself, Texas born from East Texas. So he's a real estate cowboy in every sense. I wanted to bring him on the show today because he talks with almost all of our investors who come to American Real Estate Investments looking for passive income options. He also works with the Real Estate Cowboys as well. And so if for clients that are interested in finding more out about our programs, finding out more information, usually they're going to get on the phone with Taylor, and Taylor's going to go over their goals and what they're looking for. And he's going to tailor a plan that works for the client so they can start earning passive income and getting their money working for them. I'm about to go on vacation and with my family, and it's always good when you go on vacation, you still have some money working for you. So even when you're on vacation, your money's still working. That is the goal that everybody should be striving to reach for, and we can definitely help our listeners and our investors reach those goals, whether it's through single-family rental portfolios, private lending opportunities, our debt syndication opportunities, or through, our luxury vacation rentals. So think about that. You're at your vacation rental, and when you're not there, it's making money for you. It's a great, great program that we have. Without further ado, I would like to welcome Taylor to the show to talk a little bit about himself. Taylor used to be in the oil and gas industry, and so I want him to talk a little bit about that because he used to talk with a lot of investors who were interested in the oil and gas industry, but also many of them would tell him that they were only interested in real estate. So that's kind of what made him jump from the oil and gas business over to the real estate side of things. So I want to bring him on, have him talk about himself and his background, and just find out some more information on why he decided to make the jump into real estate and come hang with the good guys. So without further ado, here is Taylor Glasgow from American Real Estate Investments and the Real Estate Cowboys.
Hey, John, thanks for having me on the show. You about hit the nail on the head on that one. I came from oil and gas background. We were doing private placement deals. If you know anything about drilling oil wells, it's one of those things that can actually be pretty risky. So I noticed a common theme with most of the accredited investors that I was talking to, and these guys were looking for low risk deals, and about 90% of those clients were already investing in real estate or were looking to get involved with real estate. So I came here to American Real Estate Investments, also the Real Estate Cowboys. Found these guys, local group, doing deals here in Dallas, Texas, and happy to be a part of the team.
Yeah, makes sense. So what I'm hearing is, and when we first came in and interviewed here at American Real Estate Investments, and it's funny because you were actually working with a friend of mine who actually owns that oil and gas company. You were getting on the phone with these investors, and like you said, many of them were telling you, I only do real estate investments, and pretty much hanging up on you. So I wanted to ask too, you're speaking with investors on a daily basis. And so what would you say their greatest pain point is, and what are they looking for when investing in real estate, especially in today's market?
Well, John, it just goes down to just basic trust. People want to find a team that they can, get to know and trust and, work with consistently. So, that's one thing that I've noticed about coming here and working on this team is you guys always have deals that are consistent. Most of the risk is assumed on the back end, right? So the end buyer, the clients that are coming to us, they take the least amount of risk in any of the deals. So what we offer here, is essentially a low risk, moderate rate of return types of deals. So, people seem to really enjoy that part of it. So I think that we solve that by offering deals that will get you a double-digit fixed rate of return with a specific time frame. So a lot of people are liking that aspect of it. And again, it just all boils down to trust. People are not going to work with a team that they can't trust. So my advice to any investors out there listening to this podcast, definitely leverage references. Do your due diligence on any team, any company that you're working with. Get a better picture for the type of people involved within that organization.
Yeah, that's good advice. And so what would you say their goals are generally? Are they looking primarily for cash flow? Are they looking for some sort of equity opportunity? What do you think, or is it tax benefits? What are most of our clients that are coming over and most of our listeners, what is their goal in terms of what they want out of the real estate investment?
Most people, they're looking for low risk deals, right? So most investors are going to be looking for a higher rate of return and also looking for that cash flow. That's pretty much the deciding factor with most people getting involved with these deals. They want to have a generous amount of cash flow. The thing about the private lending opportunity that we have is that exactly what you're going to get every single month. There's no hiccups. There's no surprises. Leveraging turnkey rentals right now in this market, the A-class assets, they're just not producing that cash flow that a lot of investors want. So by diversifying into this private lending program, people are able to get that double-digit return, and they know exactly what to expect month after month.
Yeah, that I will attest to that. That's become probably our most popular option with the nature of the market today. Investors that are just looking for a cash flow stream, they're definitely gravitating towards this private lending opportunity, debt syndication, because it's a fixed rate of return. They know what they're getting each month, and they have first lien position, which makes the opportunity very low risk, right? And also the fact that we're positioning these opportunities in the Dallas-Fort Worth market, which is a very safe market in my opinion, and it's due to the fact that the economy is so diverse here, which is driving so many people in day after day. For these job opportunities, it just makes sense. And so that's why we're targeting commercial space. We're building new commercial space, commercial and retail, because there's a strong demand for that in this market. So we're trying to limit the risk associated with investing in real estate by positioning our investors in opportunities that are in very, very high demand in a market that's growing rapidly. And so I would say that's probably how we're solving the cash flow issue that investors are looking for. They're looking for a strong cash flow play, strong cash flow stream, and private lending is definitely assisting with that or helping them fill that void. So what do you think is our most popular program right now, Taylor, from talking with most of the investors that come in? Would you say it's our private lending opportunity?
Most definitely. When I first started working here with the team at the Real Estate Cowboys, a lot of people were coming in. They were trying to build rental portfolios. We were selling a bunch of houses. And then all of a sudden interest rates went up, right? So people were trying to leverage conventional financing, and the cash flow numbers just really weren't there with the A-class assets. So, we designed this private lending opportunity to where an investor can come in, they know exactly what to expect every single time. So, there's a lot less risk involved. You don't get a call saying, hey, the tenant decided that they just weren't going to pay rent this month, and then you're in the red for cash flow, or hey, we need a new roof. Even though the A-class assets that we're producing are mechanically sound and cosmetically appealing, you still run that risk of having a tenant in there that could possibly not pay rent. So that's one thing that a lot of people are doing. They're looking to pull funds out of the stock market. That's been pretty volatile here lately. Oil and gas, that's just a risky investment and all. If you hit oil, great, you make a ton of money. If you miss, sorry, you lost your money to a tax deduction. So, there's a very specific group of people that actually do those oil and gas investments, and I've noticed that a lot of investors, they all want one thing. They want cash flow and they want security. And so I definitely think that the private lending opportunity provides that to our investors. So yeah, to sum it up, private lending is definitely the hot spot right now. Most of our investors that are coming in are looking to invest funds into these syndications and receive fixed monthly rates of return.
Great information there. And what do you say to those? We talk a lot about self-directing IRAs and doing private lending through the IRA and 401k. Have you seen a lot of investors come to us with self-directed IRAs or people that are interested in self-directing? And what's your advice to individuals out there who are not self-directed yet?
Well, so John, that's a good question. Most of our investors, I'm not going to say most of them, about 50-50 split between IRA and 401k investors and cash investors. If you have those retirement accounts that are accessible, it's not growing for you where it's sitting now. I can promise you that. I've got plenty of clients that are pulling funds out of annuities. Those programs are designed to make, the insurance companies money. They're designed for, the seller to actually profit from it, and to be a safe deal, but it really doesn't provide a safe deal when you don't make any sort of return. Then after you try to pull the funds out, of those annuities and different investments like that, the withdrawal penalties, they get up there to where you really don't make much of a return over investment. So for anybody out there that's actually got a IRA or a 401k that's accessible, I would definitely recommend looking into getting that account self-directed. Now, whether you're doing a deal with us or whether you're doing a deal with somebody else in some sort of syndication or flip or whatever the case may be, it's always better to leverage those retirement funds because you're building that for a reason. You're trying to create long-term wealth and you're trying to retire. So don't leave those funds sitting in those accounts. If they're accessible, go ahead and get them rolled over and then give us a call. We'll be able to help you. We could place you into one of our private lending programs, one of our debt syndication deals. And would like to hear from you on that.
Perfect. We're going to be right back with Taylor. We're going to take a quick commercial break. And when we come back, I have a couple more questions that I want to ask him. And one of the main questions I want to ask is what his opinion is of the Texas real estate market in Dallas specifically. He's Texas born. I'm from Michigan. He's lived in Texas his whole life. So I'd like to hear his perspective on what he's seen in terms of Texas growing in Dallas specifically. So we'll be right back.
Looking to complete a 1031 tax-deferred exchange and are needing financing for your replacement properties? Let Graham Parham at Highlands Residential Mortgage guide you through the process and make your 1031 exchange go smoothly and on time. As a seasoned investor, Graham owns several investment properties himself, and he can share with you the best way to plan your exchange. Graduate into a better property or properties and make use of leverage to obtain better cash flow and higher returns on investment. Highlands Residential Mortgage has one of the best in-house loan processes to deliver your loan on time and without any surprises. We are 1031 exchange friendly. Call Graham's toll-free direct number today at 855-326-6802 for your free mortgage consultation or visit us online at texasinvestorloans.com. Highlands is an equal opportunity lender, NMLS 195724, located 1201 North Central Expressway, Dallas, Texas, 75234. Highlands Residential Mortgage, NMLS 134871, is not a financial advisor.
All right, and welcome back from that commercial break. This week, I am talking with Taylor Glasgow. He actually works with us at American Real Estate Investments and Real Estate Cowboys, and I just want to bring him on because he is the one that's on the ground floor talking with many of our investors, many of our listeners, and he's helping solve problems for these investors. If your problem is you want more cash flow or you want to grow your retirement account because the traditional investments out there just have not been working for you, that's where Taylor comes in. So I wanted to introduce him to the listeners so you're more familiar with him. So when you get on the phone with him, you kind of feel like you already know him a little bit. And Taylor came from the oil and gas space where he just felt like there was more opportunity in the real estate market right now. He was talking to investors in the oil and gas space every day, and the majority of them were saying, I only invest in real estate. So I think he kind of took a feeling like, well, if you can't beat him, join him. And that's how we crossed paths, and he ended up here at American Real Estate Investments and the Real Estate Cowboys. A lot of what we talk on the show is taking action, educating yourself and then taking action, right? And that's why we decided to put out the podcast and talk more about our opportunities and educate our listeners on the other options that are available to you, right? It's not just stocks. It's not just, bonds, annuities, mutual funds, or even oil and gas. Being here in Texas, there's a lot of great opportunities in real estate, but one, you have to find the right team. So tell me, since you started working at American Real Estate Investments and Real Estate Cowboys, how has real estate, educating yourself on real estate, getting more in depth and in tune with these deals that we're offering our investors, how's that changed your life?
John, it's definitely been a learning curve, right? So coming from putting holes in the ground, hoping that we can, pull up some black gold, to syndicating millions of dollars worth of real estate deals. It's definitely been a learning experience. But I would say, I got in. I knew that I wanted to get involved with real estate. That's what all of the accredited investors. That's what everybody was doing. That's how people were making their money. It's definitely changed my life. Got involved with doing these deals. It's helping out tremendously. So I'm having a lot more free time now to spend with my family. It's definitely been a positive change for me.
Great. And so I'm sure there's a lot of our listeners out there that are working that 9 to 5. They're kind of caught up in the rat race. They want to reach financial freedom. They don't want to work forever. They have this money sitting in their IRA or 401k that's not doing much for them. And I'm sure that many of the listeners are thinking, like, how am I going to send my kids to school? College tuition keeps going up year over year. Just the cost of living in general, I feel like, just keeps going up year over year. So you have to find ways to get your money to work for you. Like I said, you go on a vacation, it's like, how's your money working for you? You're on vacation, you're relaxing, you're taking a break, but you don't want your money to ever take a break. And it won't if it's in the right deals with the right team. And so, like I said, that's why we wanted to start the Real Estate Cowboys, to get our investors educated so they can take action, because there are great opportunities out there in real estate still in today's market, as long as you're investing in the right market, which is why I moved my whole life down here to Texas. And so what would you say for those listening? What would you say to those listening that want to invest in real estate but haven't taken action yet? They're still sitting on the sidelines. What's your advice?
My advice is to leverage your referrals, do your due diligence, but eventually you just got to jump in. You already know that your money's being secured by an actual asset. You already know that real estate, it can be a really good investment for you. It's all about finding the right team. So once you feel comfortable with the team that you're working with, once you feel comfortable with the program involved and everybody's goals align, it's time to take action. You got to get those accounts self-directed, and you've got to start putting your money to work for you. Because if you don't, you're going to be stuck in that 9 to 5 rat race that everybody's trying to get out of. And so that's really what I love about being involved with you guys here, is just having the opportunity to help so many other people break free from that 9 to 5 rat race, or at least get started on the right track to do so and get those funds working for them.
Yeah, once again, great advice. And you have grown up in the Dallas area. You've lived here all your life. I'm a foreigner, so to speak, being from Michigan, and I saw the opportunities that were down here in Dallas. And like I said, started off as a turnkey single family rental provider, and I feel like now we've graduated as a company, and even me as just in my own personal professional life have graduated into larger deals where, like you said, we're now syndicating millions of dollars to go after just larger, better opportunities, right? Office buildings that are already occupied and cash flowing, that have a value add opportunity, to just building our own office spaces and mixed use commercial spaces. And it's just amazing, where we started just doing single family homes to now offering 3 different programs: private lending, single family rentals, and also our vacation rentals down in Belize through the partnership with our good friend David Keener. It's just amazing what we're doing now. Private island development down in Belize, and also we're raising for office building that's just north of us right now, a 30,000 square foot office building that's already got tenants in place. It's amazing how far we've come on this journey. So, you being from Texas, I hear people that have lived in Texas all their lives just tell me how amazing it's been in terms of the growth that we've seen in Texas, in the Dallas market specifically. What is your opinion, being from Texas? What is your opinion on the Texas real estate market? And what is your take on Dallas specifically? And why do you think that this is the best market in America for real estate investment opportunities?
If you're from Dallas, you know what I'm talking about when you see all the construction on 635 and 75. I mean, there's always new developments coming up. There's apartment complexes, commercial facilities. You just see a lot of growth here in this market. And a lot of it has to do with the economy. You know, we've got 43 Fortune 1000 headquarters here in DFW. 23 of those guys are Fortune 500 companies. And on top of that, there's about 400 people a day moving to this city due to the economy. You know, there's definitely not a shortage of jobs. It's getting tough right now to buy single family houses, you know, on the market. But, you know, we figured out a way that we could leverage the economy that we have here in DFW and actually provide something that would benefit people in a positive way and get them a higher rate of cash flow rather than just going for the appreciation. Now, don't get me wrong; these assets that we're buying, these A-class properties, you know, we're holding a few of them right now, and they're gonna appreciate. You know, it's one of those things that I truly believe in this market. It's not speculative at all. You know, the market has consistently been getting better and better year after year. There's more jobs here than ever before, and there's a lot of new companies moving to the area, which actually helps us out, you know, with doing some of these commercial deals because, you know, it's I'm not going to say it's easy to find tenants, but, you know, our leasing agents place tenants into the assets with ease. So it doesn't take a whole lot of effort to find a business that needs an office space to lease out. And, you know, you even look back in 2008, whenever the market crashed, you know, areas like DFW were not really affected in the commercial market. So it would take something pretty drastic to change the pattern that we're seeing here on these commercial developments and these commercial projects. So I feel really good about a lot of the projects that we have in the pipeline. And yeah, I truly do believe that this is the best market to invest in right now.
All right, great insight from another fellow real estate cowboy and Texas born, Taylor Glasgow. Thanks for being on the show. For anyone listening to this week's episode, you like what you heard, you like the information that Taylor had that provided on the show. It's a lot about what I talk about each week. You know, I recommend going to one of our websites, realestatecowboysdfw.com, areiusa.com, put in your information, get access to our free reports. And if you're ready to take action, schedule a call. Put your information in so we can reach out to you and go over your goals and find out a program that's going to work best for you. Maybe it's single-family rentals. Maybe it is our private lending debt syndications. Maybe it is a vacation rental opportunity down in Belize. It's just really going to depend on your goals, the point you're at in your life, and things like that. So we tailor a program that works for you. And so, yes, if you are interested in finding out more about our current offerings, our current opportunities, just go to one of our websites, put in your information, and a member of our team will reach out. And there's a good chance it might even be Taylor. That's it for this week's episode, the holiday episode. We're coming into Christmas and New Year's, and so I just want to wish everyone happy holidays. And we will be taking a break next week, but we will be back after the holidays with another episode of the Real Estate Cowboys. So once again, happy holidays to everyone, and always remember, what is your return on life? This is John Larson signing off. I'll see you again in a couple weeks.
All opinions expressed by the hosts of the show are the opinions of American Real Estate Investments, LLC, and do not reflect the opinions of guests or sponsors. No personal or professional advice heard on this program should be considered an endorsement to follow a real estate financing or investment strategy. Before acting on any information, seek advice from your financial, tax, mortgage, or real estate advisor, as the information is not guaranteed and investment strategies have the potential for profit or loss.